There we go. Shalom, shalom, everybody. Shalom, shalom. It's Shilo. What's up, man? Reading with Shilo. We here. We here. With chapter 8. We're going to get into chapter 8. Chapter 8 of Dr. Shahrazad Ali's The Black Woman's Guide to Understanding the Black Man. What up, Aaron? We'll get into chapter 8. Chapter 8. We're gonna try to breeze through chapter 8 before the sun go down for the Sabbath. Chapter 8, the law. 911. 911 in this thing. It's only a couple of pages. Maybe like 5 pages. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, about 5. About 5 pages. 5 pages. So we're reading The Black Woman's Guide to Understanding the Black Man by this lady right here, Miss Shahrazad Ali. Miss Shahrazad Ali. She has plenty of other books, man. Go check out. Chapter 8, the law. The law. DJ! DJ! Man. Come here, man. Oh, man, I need some water. All right. DJ! DJ! There you go. Man, DJ, can you go get me? I need a bottle of water, please. Can you bring me? Yes, sir. Bring me a bottle of water, please. All right, let's get started. Chapter 8, the law. 911. Many black men are in constant conflict with the American legal system and the parameters of its laws. Setting the stage. Consider that at the 21st Century Commission on the Status of African American Males, hosted in DC in the summer of 1991, reports were made that a black male is 3 times more likely as a white male to die from a gun-related death, 11 times more likely to be killed by a gun, 5 times more likely to be arrested, 7 times more likely to be convicted, and 11 times more likely to be executed. Man. Cards stacked against us. Furthermore, in 1991, 50% of all homicide victims were a black male. This represents a 10% increase since 1981. Squeezing in between this depressing data is a government report stating that the average lifespan of black males is at its lowest in 12 years. African Americans are churning out millions in funeral and graveyard expenses to bury their male relatives prematurely. An ACLU study, an ACLU study compiled from the report. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. An ACLU study compiled from a report called Americans Behind Bars revealed that there are always fewer people imprisoned in non-white countries than in Caucasian ones. Black men in America are imprisoned at a rate of 4 times more than black men in South Africa. In America, for every 100,000 black males, over 3,000 are incarcerated. In South Africa, out of that same number, only a little of over 700 are jailed. I'd rather it be that number. I'd rather the number be low like that. The ACLU sentencing project includes in their demands government investigations of the following. Number 1, they seek government funding to reduce the high rate of imprisonment of black males. Number 2, They wish to establish a national commission to examine the high rate of incarceration of African American men. The American Civil Liberties Union, the ACLU, so I was wondering what that meant. The ACLU, the American Civil Liberties Union. The ACLU, the American Civil Liberties Union, works for the rights of citizens. This is much needed information, valuably crucial to the futures of millions of black children, since over 1/2 million black males are in jail, and out of that number, 70% are fathers. Whew. The question becomes, why didn't the black man allegate these charges and pose these questions? Black men have hundreds of organizations, clubs, frats, support groups, and political platforms, and they contribute heavily to many causes. Many of them have done their best to support the Free South Africa efforts to end apartheid and numerous other global pressing issues. But not one of them have publicly come forward to organize an agenda to find out why so many black men are in jail. It's as if they don't care or don't even want to know. They are too busy addressing the concerns of their own needs and goals to give as much support to black men imprisoned in America as they try to give those in South Africa, which we have learned are not as bad off as the black men in America regarding prison. Black men have a consensus of opinion about black men not receiving justice in American courts of law. They say they know that the black man cannot get justice in any court. And they say that they know for a fact that the black man gets sentences often outweighing their crimes. But they have become so disconnected as members of the same ethnic heritage and like backgrounds that they give no thought to trying to free or rehabilitate their own kind. This is not to suggest all black men in prison do not need to be there. Many black men require being locked up. Not always so much for their crime, but because of their warped mental conditions, which propel them to act out of their rage of violence against innocent people. They get busted for homicide, robbery, assault, burglary, larceny, car theft, fraud, rape, sex offenses, bootlegging, etc., etc. This is not appropriate behavior for a civilized person to engage in, and there must be some kind of method of doing something to them to protect everyone else. But as the saying goes, everybody in jail ain't guilty, and everybody free ain't innocent. It's a good saying. For whatever comfort it brings, black men are rarely recorded in history as being serial killers or mass murderers. They don't chop up people or take heads. A mass murderer kills strangers without motive, cause, or remorse. A serial killer murders periodically with time or space in between. These types of crimes are categorically only committed by white males or white females. Black men don't have the heart or nature to kill in this way. Black men kill trying to rob somebody or while under emotional stress, most likely connected to a domestic involvement. All as already discussed, many times the emotional stress they attach to a situation far outweighs the overall importance or value of the issue they are involved in. As an example, in the drug culture or among gangs, they have their own set of rules and regulations, mostly pertaining to violations of their masculinity. Cultural variations of masculinity definitions are different among every nationality. The only part of masculinity the black man recognizes as expression is his manliness. His manliness is aggression. More often than not, misplaced. Daring to try to look at some of the reasons black men are so violent brings forth the issues of fear. Black men, especially those who are uneducated, in ways to rechannel their fear or remove themselves from a negative environment, are so unsure of his own safety that he makes attacks, that he makes attack, that he makes attack the best weapon. Just with the sign right. Psychologists say that a violent person seeks to project his rage